afternoon. My name is Kamынina Елena Denисovna, a fourth-year student of Faculty of General Medicine, and the topic of my presentation is Life and Scientific Contributions of Alexandrowitsch Maximov. My supervisor is Jdanova Екатерина Владимировна. Alexander Maximov was born on the 3rd of February in 1874 into a wealthy merchant family in St. Petersburg, in Russia. From 1882 onwards, he was a pupil of Kamlena School in St. Petersburg, and in 1891 he entered the Imperial Military Medical Academy in St. Petersburg, aged 17. During this time, he completed his first scientific works, and he was awarded the gold medal for research on the histogenesis of experimentally induced amyloid degeneration of the liver in animals, published in the journal Russian Archives of Pathology, Clinical Medicine, and Bacteriology. Maximov's study on the issue of pathological regeneration of the seminal gland, conducted in 1898, was carried out at the junction of adjacent scientific disciplines, histology, pathological anatomy, and physiology, and became a dissertation for a degree of Doctor of Medicine. In the course of his work, he performed chronic experiments on a variety of animals. Maximov traced the histological changes during the inflammatory reaction, the migration of blood leukocytes, their activity and transformation at the site of injury, the proliferation of fibroblasts, and the organization of the scar. Further development of this topic became possible during the foreign scientific trip which he made in 1900–1901. Subsequently, he studied for 2 years in Germany in Freiburg and Berlin. Returning to St. Petersburg, he served as professor of histology and embryology from 1903 until 1922. His most prominent work at the time was when, using only the method of studying transitional forms, he managed to trace the main stages of histogenesis of connective tissues and blood in various animals, both in the embryonic and postnatal periods. The conclusions made by him testified in favor of the fact that all blood cells develop from one precursor, which looked like a lymphocyte. He first formulated this hypothesis in an article published in Germany in 1909. The article was called Lymphocyte as a common stem cell of various blood elements in the embryonic development and post-fetal life of mammals. In this work, Professor Maximov, for the first time in Russian science, used the term stem cells. While he could teach and pursue his research after the Russian Revolution, he could not arrange himself with living in communist Russia. In 1922, he fled with his sister, his wife, and his adopted son to the USA. In April of 1922, Maximov began working as a professor of human anatomy and led experimental histological research at the University of Chicago with his sister Claudia as congenial lab technician and co-worker at his site. Among the studies performed are the explanation and cultivation of mammary gland tissues, in which he made assumptions about the mechanisms of carcinogenesis, study of collagenegenesis, and a series of works of infection of gland tissue with Mycobacterium tuberculosis. For 4 years before Maximov's death, fellow histologist William Bloom worked closely with him on the textbook of histology. Bloom ultimately completed the work, which was first published in 1930. Maximov died on the 4th of December in 1928 in his sleep in Chicago, after a long-standing history of severe coronary artery sclerosis. In his memory in 2005, the Clinic of Hematology and Cell Therapy of the National Medical and Surgical Center, in the name of Pirogov, was named after Alexander Alexandrowitsch Maximov. From 1896 until 1902, Maximov authored numerous papers concerning a variety of histological problems, which established the background for his future work. In the later stages of his career, though, Maximov was primarily interested in blood and the connective tissues. After demonstrating that all blood cells develop from a common precursor cell, Maximov confirmed the Unitarian theory of hematopoiesis. His other experimental work provided evidence confirming that lymphocytes of the blood and lymph nodes are undifferentiated cells. Maximov wrote the world's most respected textbook in histology, a book that became a standard text for medical students and ran to 12 editions. It went through 3 editions in Russia, 7 posthumous editions in the United States, 4 in Spain, 1 in Portugal, and 1 in Korea. In conclusion, it's hard to overestimate his contribution to modern-day medical science. Arguably, his most important idea was the Unitarian theory of blood cell production, which radically changed the way pathomorphologists, histologists, and hematologists view blood diseases. Thank you for your attention. This is the end of my presentation.